What could possibly go wrong?
I'm Beth McDonough.
I'm Tammy Moon. This is the show that celebrates life's best curveballs. When things go sideways, we laugh. And when it really hits the fan, we grow. So buckle up. What could possibly go wrong?
Yeah, Tam, what could possibly go wrong?
Where do we start?
Hi, guys. I'm Beth McDonough.
And hey, I'm Tammy Moon. And we welcome you to our first episode of What Could Possibly Go Wrong? What could possibly go wrong? This is the show that celebrates life's best curveballs. When things go sideways, we laugh because it makes a great story. When plans derail, we pivot and find something even better. And when it really hits the fan, we grow because that's where the lessons live. Buckle up. What could possibly go wrong?
Yeah, Tam, what could possibly go wrong?
Where do we start? We are here with our first podcast, really in celebration of Beth's new book that just came out called Stand By. We're at the Barnes & Noble in Edina, Minnesota. And she had an amazing few hours of greeting lots of book buyers and autographing books and sharing some of her story today. And we thought it was the perfect opportunity to introduce you to some of our dearest friends and have our first episode.
So, if I could take a moment, I'll introduce the friends, yeah?
Thank you.
Yeah. This is part of the inner circle and friends that have been longtime supporters through all of my ups and downs. And I'm going to start here with the first friend, Jill Bellabuono.
Oh, we're friends?
We just call her
might
Italian
want to
Jill.
start with the pronunciation of my last name.
Can I buy a vowel?
No.
I just want to buy a vowel.
Yeah.
So I want to buy a vowel.
No.
So go ahead.
Bellabono.
Bellabono.
See, you
Right?
made it tougher than it was.
I stand corrected all the time.
Yeah. We're still teaching a little Italian.
And Jill and I met because we were neighbors in Minnetonka, Minnesota. And actually our dogs forced us to meet. And look at who's the real star of the show. She's a little quiet right now. Apparently humans are exhausting. But that's Izzy, and there's a great story about how Izzy brought Jill and I back together in our friendship. And so we'll get to that, because this initial episode, our maiden voyage, if you will, involves Stand By, my new book, but it also involves friendships, because that's also part of the book. So the other friends that we have, Deedee Saprari, right here to my left, part of the inner circle. And then Kristen Hartle Davis, also part of the inner circle, very dear friends. And we all have unique perspectives on what has happened in our friendship over the years.
Buddy,
Kristen, she's grabbing the mic. She looks excited.
I want to talk.
Okay.
So,
Kristen, you have the floor.
I've never, in all the years I've known you, which I'm guessing is probably
13.
I was going to say 20. It feels like 20.
Just some days.
Feels like
Just some
30.
days.
I think I'm 20.
Yeah. In the 13 years I've known you, I don't think I've ever heard you say Kristen. From here on out, you got to call me by my name.
Keeks.
Keeks. Thank you.
There we go.
Thank you much.
So-
It was just the official name.
Yeah. Okay.
A given
all right.
name.
All right. We had to get Keeks out there because
It's
it is.
Keeks, Deeds, and Italian Jill.
Yeah.
That's who we are.
Bethy and Tam Tam, sometimes legs.
Tamarini.
Have you seen? Yeah.
And to me and you, it's Buddy.
It's
Buddy.
Buddy. We
Buddy.
always call each other Buddy because
Buddy.
that's how wonderful friends
And
we
Kristen and I are wifey.
Wifey.
Uh-huh.
And this
So-
is Deederini.
Deederini.
are. Deedee or Deeds.
Deeds.
Exactly.
Yep. And
right.
if we're going to talk about friendship,
Let's be honest.
let's start there.
That's who we
How
are.
many names can a person have? There's never enough.
Many.
It's like
Many
dogs.
names.
It's like dogs.
Yeah, it's like
How
dogs.
many are too many dogs? Depending on which dog, like Tammy, yours, who, when I was dog sitting, got into my car after having diarrhea everywhere. Okay,
Judgy?
sorry.
Judgy.
Oh,
I
I
stole-
love that story
Did you
that
guys-
you went fast forward with.
Well, they suppressed when my dog went and ate all your food.
We have now hijacked your podcast officially, which
that's-
you expected.
I expected
possibly
nothing
go
less.
wrong?
What could possibly go wrong?
Was there an over-under on how quickly Deedee and Keeks would?
Take over. Yeah.
I think we were afraid to even go there.
I think with Kristen dog sitting, something will always
Oh
go
my
wrong.
gosh, the Norma Jean rolling around in, can we swear on the podcast?
Oh, please, go for it.
Rolling around in shit when I took her to the dog park and then getting in my car and then the beagles. I took them to daycare. at 7 a.m. and I was sitting at the door waiting for it to open because I'd had it with the beagles.
No, the funniest thing about the beagles were I dropped the beagles off at your house and I said, keep the food away from them. I'd gotten to the airport. I hadn't even walked in the airport. It's 20 minutes. And I get this phone call. Deeds, is it a problem if your dog ate a whole thing of pepperoni?
Oh my God, they open cupboards. Beagles open cupboards. Okay, sorry. Stories for another
I
day.
love it. Never even gotten to the airport. And there's already a problem.
Of course, it always revolves around dogs too.
Yeah.
But our dogs all have 10 names. We never call them by their given name. They're always something else. It's some iteration of their name. And that's what friends are.
Yeah.
We're dogs. And this one is a puppy. She's a puppy. Sometimes known
I
as
a
a
puppy?
tornado. Why are you a puppy? Because you're a puppy and you come in and you're full of energy and you're ready to go. And you're puppicles.
And I like to snuggle. That's what puppies do. What we thought we would do also, we have 3 pillars to this podcast. And Tammy mentioned it about we would love for everyone to share a story about something that makes you laugh in your friendship, something that makes you pivot somewhere in your life, and then something that you grow from. Jill, you're in the hot seat. We're going to have you come up first. I know.
So what could possibly go wrong, Italian Jill? Give us your
And
example.
let me just point out, Jill is my longest friend in Minnesota, second only to Deedee in
the before and after version of
good luck.
before and after version of McDonough.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, you're like my infinity friend because we crashed together and then went our separate ways and then came back together. So lifelong infinity friend. That's what I would call you. No, I would be remiss not to talk about the first time that we met. My doorbell rang. I think it was like a Saturday morning, and there is this woman standing at my door in a pink fuzzy bathrobe with a coffee pot. And the first thing, and when you were talking about puppy, just, hi, I'm Beth, your new neighbor. And I'm all, Minnesota's very Minnesota nice and friendly, and that was a lot. I don't know how to put it any other way, but it sparked a very amazing lifelong friendship that definitely had a pivot moment in it.
Yeah.
And we were blessed enough to get reunited because I'm a true believer in that friendships, they come into your life for a reason, a season, or a lifetime.
Yeah.
So you were definitely a lifer. I didn't know that at the moment, but definitely.
Now you can't shake me.
Definitely blessed there. Yes, and our first dogs were also
Best
lifelong
friends.
Best friends.
Oh my
yes.
gosh, little Sailor in Malibu would play chase all the time. So Jill's family lives up in Nisswa on Gull Lake, and our dogs used to go up there and play chase all the time, and we used to go out in the boat and go have fun.
That's the understatement. Yeah. So when we talk about
cleaning
how
that
I
up.
was the before and after friend, definitely. So we definitely had a lot of things to reminisce about.
And
during
what you're glossing over is the reason we had a falling out is because of my alcoholic behavior. Because my personality definitely changed and I caused problems, don't you?
But I think it was interesting, the timing of it too, because I had actually moved out of state when you had your big
Meltdown?
crashing moments.
Her growth moment?
Her growth moment.
growth
Her
moment.
bottom of the
PC.
bottom moment. But I did have somebody email me your mugshot.
That's
and I
so
think
nice.
that was very eye-opening. And I had, at that time, I had to say, there was like this, I knew I had the history and the capability to help, but at the same time, I think it was good. One of the things when you go through recovery is it's really hard to hold on to a past life. And I think when you go through such a big change in your life and sobriety, a lot of times you want to hold on to those friends, but you can't hold on to those friends. They're either going to grow with you or they're not. So I think at that moment in our lives that served our friendship for you to go through what you needed to go through.
Yeah.
And then,
Agreed.
yeah, it was, and then there was the reunion, which
Yeah.
we'll probably talk about later. But
Oh, we will. And it involves dogs. Go figure. That will be a recurring theme in our lives because dogs just have wonderful healing powers, don't they?
absolutely.
So then I'll segue over to the left because then Deedee is who I got to know next. And it's not all about me and my friends. My friends have all become friends, which is what I love. Like I just make the introductions and they go off and friend away. Deedee, how did we meet? And did we have anything in common, Deedee?
So we ran into each other socially, just out on the circuit. But my first memory of really meeting you was at the Edina Art Fair. And you're sitting on, I can't remember if it was a curb or whatever, with a guy, and you're on a date. And it's a guy I used to date.
How's that for some,
So
yes,
I
spilling
walk
some
up to him
tea?
like, hey, hi.
Yes, she
And
did.
I get the stink eye from him. Don't horn in on my date. And
Aw.
he had to
Not at
introduce
the
me
same
to
time.
you.
We did not date him at the same time.
Yeah, and he had to introduce me to you. And then he was like trying to get me out of there. And it was funny because
And I dumped him and fell in love with you.
yeah, so it's like we dated the same guy, got rid of him, and kept each other.
Uh-huh.
The same thing happened to us, Deedee.
Yeah.
So Kristen and I and Deedee were doing the summer of fun. We were doing some online dating, and we were just going to have fun. And so one of the guys on whatever the website was asked me out. We went out, and then you and I are talking, and you're like, "Oh, I met this guy from Texas, and he just moved up here," and we're like, "Same guy."
Yeah.
Same guy. A week of each other. We're going out with the same guy from some online dating, and we both were like, "Oh, not this one."
It's so important to share, like, who you're going
You
out
have to
with
connect the
online
dots.
because, like, you get the real deal that way, the real scoop. And then you're sort of like, oh, wow.
Are you like, no, you can have
What
him?
did
No,
you
really.
learn from him? Because I was on the fence, and then you found out not worth the time to figure anything more out.
So it's a small world.
What's so funny when you
Right.
talk about the laughing? So we had been friends for a while, and this was after the DUI and the meltdown and the rebuilding. And you call me up and you're like, hey, let's go get a pedicure. Remember this?
I don't
So
know.
it's springtime,
I'm afraid right now.
And-
Go on.
and
I'm
you
very
know,
afraid.
And the one thing I love about Beth is very casual. So it's like when you go out with Beth on the weekend, you don't have to glam up. So you show up in your workout gear. Well, Beth had these like little hunter rain boots. And so she's got her workout gear on with the little trendy hunter rain boots. And we get in and we've picked out our little nails, like our nail polish and everything. And we're sitting down and she's, I got to get my boots off. So she goes and she can't take them off because she didn't put socks on and they're stuck to her feet. So she's, Deeds, you got to help me.
I remember this
And
now.
she puts her feet up like this, and I'm pulling them
Common
off.
theme.
And they don't come off. But I pull Beth out of the chair. Now her ass is on the ground, right?
She poof, and I went
so she
flying
gets
and
back
landed on the
up,
ground.
And this goes on for 5 minutes. The little people in the shop come to help us.
Let's have Jill talk. Oh, hold on one second. Jill, we've been laughing about at least twice now. We've all dated the same guy. You had to go out
Do you
of the
have something
country.
to
No, I think that maybe it was the time, I don't know, but Minneapolis dating seemed pretty dismal.
Uh-huh.
So, yeah, no, I was just done and had to reach out internationally. So, I imported.
So
I
then
imported.
you would be safe. No one would be.
Yeah, there was no overlap there. I
There's
knew
no
for sure,
overlap
right?
there.
Italian Jill marries an Italian.
Italian,
Yeah.
John Mary's Italian.
Thus the
That's how I
nickname.
became Italian.
That's
Jill.
how you
Thus the nickname. We love it.
Yeah.
Kristen?
stand by. So I have
Wait.
I have a story about Beth and shoes. We're at the TJ Maxx.
Uh-oh.
She puts on tall
Do we really want to talk about shoes, Tammy? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh,
I
well,
love
that's-
that. Yeah. I know where you're going with that too.
Tall patent leather boots
Uh-huh.
at TJ Maxx. Can't get them off. So she's sitting on the
Oh,
stool.
I've been there.
I apparently forgot to put the little slippy-ons, and so we couldn't get them off. And I'm like, yo, Tammy, I need some help over here.
So I'm holding onto the boots with my foot on the stool, and I'm tugging, and we're laughing so hard. We can't get it off. And
No, the
women around us
stool-
are laughing as I'm trying, and the whole stool's
Coming forward
You missed the part about this being in store.
Oh, yeah, in the store.
in the store.
Yeah,
And the
trying to-
women watching were peeing their pants
We almost had to
laughing.
just buy him and go home and try to figure out how to get him off.
And I'm the one who
A
asked.
walking reality show, right?
Yeah.
And I'm the one who asked if they're swearing. Now I have to ask what this is rated. PG, R, X, because there's another question I want to ask about this whole scenario.
Hit
Both
it.
of them, actually.
Hit it. Go for
Is
it.
Beth wearing underwear in all of these?
I've
you
only
wanna
had to tell her
see?
10 times to cross her legs because she's sitting up in a high stool signing books, and I'm like,
Yes,
your
yes,
leg, cross the leg.
exactly.
Pull
Cross
it
your
through.
leg. cross
China,
your leg.
China is showing.
I feel like your next thing to be dealing with in life is just underwear in general.
It's
Yes, maybe she should start an underwear line.
Jill's not wrong.
Yes.
Jill has a story to that end too. But I would like
Yes.
to point out that at one time we took a girls' trip to Jackson Hole, Wyoming, and we went shopping, and the women talked me into my very first pair of underwear as an adult.
There's a definitive line between Deedee, me, and Beth and Tammy. Who wears underwear and who doesn't, and what happens when we laugh?
I lived in an apartment and too cheap to pay the coin-operated washing machine, so I'd bring my laundry home to my dad's house. I was in my 20s. And my dad calls me one spring. He's, can you come over? And I'm like, yeah. He goes, there's some stuff you got to get. And I pull up in his driveway, and all along the walkway between the front door and the driveway is women's underwear and bras. They're all white, and apparently they had all fallen out over the winter at some point and landed on the snow, and I never saw them. And for days, my neighbors have been saying I've got underwear on my front yard. And I'm like, people think you're a banger, Dad.
Ooh, your dad's a wild man.
I know.
Okay, so we're going to segue a little bit now to, we've heard from Jill, a laugh, pivot, a grow moment. Deeds will go to you, and then we'll go to Kristen. Or Kristen and Deeds, whichever.
Wait, what?
Whose turn is it? Why?
Oh, what?
Did you do a laugh, pivot, grow?
I did a laugh, which was basically the same thing with Tammy and the shoes. It's like we had when we were getting our pedicure, like we couldn't get those damn boots off, right? We had all these lovely little Asian women who do your pedicures standing there watching us, giggling, hee 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 hee, until we
And you're
finally
like,
get them off.
Grab a side.
I know, and we're just like, this should be a reality TV show.
Totally.
And here we are now. You know how many years later?
There you go. And it is a reality TV show.
We're
All
we're
right.
like airing all the laundry, spilling the tea.
Deeds, Deeds Keeks, what do you got?
Buddy, I met Buddy in.
I know.
First, it's how I met you in a dog park.
Yes.
So one time and one time only, I dog sat my aunt's golden retriever, and I took her randomly to a dog park. And here's the little puppy, Tammy, like you described, bounce, bounce, bounce. She was handing out her business card for her new doggy daycare and dog walking service. And I had been thinking about maybe getting a dog, and so I took your card, and I called you when I got a dog about 6 months later, and you came over and we chatted, and you became my dog walker. And that became a beautiful friendship.
Yes.
And
Less
then
dog walking, more talking.
more talking. Yeah. And then it became a lot of crazy. And that was awesome. And then
Sober crazy. Can you believe
yes, and I didn't know you before. Jill, the stories you're sharing are outrageous. Part of me wishes I knew Beth before, but I think it would have been problematic and a lot of trouble.
It's in all of our best interest maybe that you didn't.
But I'm very grateful to know you since then. But I remember two stories real quickly. One of them is Tammy called me one night and said, hey, I need to leave my husband. Not her current one. Her current one is amazing. But the one she was married to at the time. And she said, can I move in with you? And I was single. And I said, absolutely. She goes, okay, I'm on my way. And I'm like, whoa.
This is in February
Whoa.
at 9 o'clock at night in a blizzard, and The Bachelor was on.
Yeah, I was a little busy. I was in my cave.
Yeah,
I was
she's
watching The
got a she
Bachelor.
cave.
It's Monday night, and she's on her way. And I'm like, that's great. So she moves in, and it's the two of us. Tammy loves to cook. I got really fat. But anyway, that's a side story.
I think she's still upset with me over that because
really
she had to
am.
buy some new clothes temporarily.
So Beth would walk our dogs. I think you stole me money for that, but whatever.
I'm sure I do.
Likely.
Beth would come walk her dogs, and one day Tammy and I decided to just not go to work, so we were in the basement taking a nap. Beth comes in. We're napping on the basement couches, and Tammy and I very easily could have walked our own dogs that day. Beth comes in, and she's like, "What are you bitches doing?" We're like, "We're taking naps. Could you walk our dogs for us?" And she's like, "What the hell?"
I'm like,
So,
don't you work?
oh yes, of
don't
course,
You work
of
from
course she
home?
did.
Like, can't
Beth,
you walk your own dog?
I know. Beth
But
took a
that
nap with
wasn't the
us.
point.
And, yeah,
That's not the point.
So that
I know.
became, I think that's what solidified the three of us having a beautiful friendship together. But my favorite Beth story, and I'm going to put this under pivot because the definition of pivot is take a situation that's pretty hard and turn it into something that is for the best for you. So my husband now was not my husband to begin with, obviously. I met Andrew through Deedee, and we were just friends. Andrew had a girlfriend, and we were just friends. And we would, these are back in the days when you would talk via Messenger in Facebook. And Andrew and I would talk because we both liked the Vikings. And Beth was over visiting, and I was very conscientious of the fact that Andrew had a girlfriend. And so I was just friendly, and I
So
went and
you
took a
had good
shower.
boundaries?
I had boundaries. Oh, yes, we had to teach Beth about boundaries.
Yeah, we did. That was
That's
very
a
that was
problem.
very 2016.
Yes. So I'm like, Beth, I'm going to go take a quick shower. I have to travel later tonight. I'll be right out. So I get out of the shower. I read my Facebook Messenger. Beth had taken upon herself to jump into my Facebook Messenger and start IMing with Andrew on my behalf. Not only did she do that,
Speed things up.
not only did she do that, but she asked him out as me. So
The flames were coming out of
Yes.
Kristen's ears, and she came. I was
Yes.
there, and she came over, and
well,
she
that's
was
part of the story, Deedee. So I get out, I look at my computer, and I'm like, what the fuck just happened? I'm like, Beth. So I'm screaming. She's downstairs. Beth, get your ass up here. I've never gotten mad at you except for that one time.
Right.
And I go, what the fuck did you do? And I needed to hurry this along. So I'm looking at this.
impatient.
I'm looking at this
I'm
IM.
an impatience.
And Beth asked Andrew out on a date. Mind you, he has a girlfriend. And I didn't want to ask him out on a date, which is the other part of this story. And she did it as me. So I hurry to the airport. I am freaking out. So I'm like, Deedee, you need to call Andrew and you need to tell. Because we had just met. We were just, like, we had been talking for a couple weeks maybe. I'm like, Deedee, you need to fix this. I'm at the airport freaking out. And she's, don't worry about it. I'm on it. So Deedee tried to do damage control. She tried to,
Did she
In the
try?
back of my mind, I'm like, I don't see what the big deal is. They
Yeah.
should go out.
yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for not hiring a hitman too.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
But I heard Kristen. Girl on fire. Girl on fire.
This girl is on fire.
She was livid.
And
But
I'd like to point out, how long have you and Andrew been married now?
11 years in November. Buddy,
The
I
risks
love
were
you.
So worth it.
I love you,
risk
buddy.
versus reward.
I love you, buddy.
I love you too. And they just make the perfect couple. They just do.
and I have to segue from that story. As Kristen had shared, I was married to a wonderful human, but he also had some struggle with alcohol. And I reached the point where I was like, I can't do this anymore. In spite of being a good man, it was a lot. And so I called Kristen on this Friday or on
Monday,
this
during The Bachelor.
Monday during the Bachelor, February blizzard, and said, "Can I come and stay with you?" And I packed up my clothes
She had 100 pairs of shoes.
and
That's
my
not even a lie.
shoes and my Westie,
Yeah.
and drove from the sticks into town, and I moved in with Kristen. And so it was a really stressful time. And Kristen and I have been friends for 30
At least,
years, something
yeah.
massive. We've
Yeah.
been through so much together, it's unbelievable. So Kristen and I we've been besties and wifeys for decades and decades. And so she was my first call. I'm like, where am I going to go? I'm going to go to Kristen's. So I'm staying with Kristen, and work was really stressful. I'm going through all this stuff. And so one night, I went out to work, or I went out after work with one of my colleagues. And we were super stressed at work, and with all of the stuff, we went to go let our hair down. And
Let our
hair down. And this is coming from a girl. I'm not a big drinker. I'm not a big partier, but every once in a while things happen. And my friend and I got kicked out of a bar, which has never happened to me. And mind you, I was in my mid-40s when that happened. And so the next morning, I'm super hungover. And I'm laying in Kristen's bathroom with her, and
my
I
God.
reached up, naked, throwing up. All of the things are blowing up.
Wait, first, let me ask a question. Has anyone ever heard of a decorative towel? Does anyone know what a
100%.
decorative towel?
Of
Right.
course.
And with decorative, this is a precursor to her story. With decorative towels, do you use them or do you not use them?
No.
And when they're
For
white,
looks only, right?
And when they're
Husbands,
white-
however, think they're for them.
I did
Right,
teach
and
my
when they're
my
white,
stepson that
Jill-
you don't do that.
and when they're white, Jill, you don't especially use them.
Exactly.
Thank you.
So, but here's the issue. When you're super hungover and you're laying naked on a tile floor, and then you start getting a little chilly, I just reached up and grabbed the closest towel.
White.
It was not in a decorative place, just for the record.
Oh, no, it was, and it had never been used. I don't even think the tags were cut off.
It was a fucking towel. So I reach
Love
up,
you,
I
wifey.
grab the closest towel, I'm covering up my naked and praying for death because I am
God.
so hungover. And at some point during the day, I managed to crawl from the bathroom floor to the top of Kristen's steps. And I'm sitting, and when you walk into her house at the top of the, you walk in, and the first thing is the staircase, and I'm sitting at the top of the stairs like this, trying to cover a bit with the towel. And then Beth comes in.
It was a soft towel.
It was a super soft, and I needed this softness.
It's
And
yours. It's
let's
yours
be
forever.
honest,
Did.
I came in the door and legs are draped down the stairwell, and I'm like, who's that? And the coot. And the coot.
Had you met Tammy?
Yes.
Tammy, but you never met her, had you?
I had
That was
met
how
her
we
yet.
met.
That's how we
right.
met.
Is I
Oh
was
my
like,
God.
I was hungover at the top of the stairs
Who's
with
the
my
girl
lady
with the-
parts
It's
hanging
my,
out,
it's my
Hoover showing.
girlfriend.
covered up in her decorative towel, and that's how we met.
And then Kristen goes, "Oh, just excuse my friend. She's had a rough night." And then you hear, "Bleh." And
it
I'm
wasn't
like,
my proudest moment, but I think,
I think we're going to be great friends.
and it was, but it was, but
Beth's
what
like
was,
been there, done that.
but it was so great because this is an example of having a lifelong friend who I knew in a moment of crisis. I can call her. She is going to be there, and she was. And I stayed with Kristen for months.
And I'd talk a big game, but of course, you can come during any TV show.
What about the
what
Vikings?
about the Vikings?
That's not a TV show. That's live sports.
Oh.
So
And
Totally
you're probably
different.
at the game.
you can
so-
come. I'm just not going to help
Don't
you until
talk to
after
me.
the
Don't
game.
talk to me.
Yes.
But what was so great about that is Kristen was there for me on a dime, as she has always been. Always.
Always will be.
And I meet Beth. And then Beth is one of these great friends that loves to introduce her friends to each other.
friends.
And she
Yeah.
doesn't get competitive. She doesn't get jealous. No, this one's mine. You can't have her. She's, no, go. And so I met Deedee, and I'm like, she is cool. I like Miss Deedee. And so I called her one night, and I'm like, hey, because we had just met. I'm like, do you want to go out for dinner?
Like a date.
Like a date. And so we went out for
Toronto.
dinner, and then
We went
we
to Toronto.
become super great friends.
You know how I knew I was going to really like you? So you had just moved into your house,
My single girl house.
your single girl house. So you guys were all like a mile from each other, and I was like 3 miles away. And you're describing your house to me. And you're like, and I have a closet just for my handbags. So we've talked about shoes. We haven't gotten to the handbags yet.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, now I know I like this person because I have a closet for shoes and handbags.
I did. I had a specific closet for shoes and a specific closet for handbags, and there was no room for a man in that house.
Yep. And I'm like, I can relate to her.
Yeah.
Plenty of room for dogs.
Yep.
Room for dogs.
Always room for dogs. Oh.
And that was how Beth and I met. And then Italian Jill. It took me a while before I met Italian Jill because she was in Italy, but
And then living elsewhere in the U.S.
and then you were living
She
in
came back to
Florida.
Minnesota.
But it was another one where Beth is just so giving of her. Go do your
Go
thing
meet
with your
Nanny.
people.
Maybe you get along better.
Yeah, and you came and stayed overnight at our house, and you had such an impression on us. Matt and I, neither one could remember. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
so true.
We were like running ragged, and she goes, "No, Tammy, we've met, and I stayed at your house." I'm like,
Oh, don't you hate that too when you're like,
I think I was.
But it finally dawned on Matt and I, even just last night when we were having dinner. Oh yeah, we remember.
when
It
Matt
just
said,
was
"It's nice to meet you," I'm like,
no.
okay. I'm like, you do know I did stay at your house. I'm like, okay, that's all right. But
It's like there's so many crazy moments. Sometimes you just can't keep track of them all.
yeah, that's fair. There, and between all of us, there's 20 years of crazy moments,
Like,
15
I
and
forgot
20
about
years.
the guy that we both.
He works for
I dated
Pepsi.
so many of them.
Okay, so
Before
I have,
her marriage, she's happily married now.
Yes,
So
yes, yes.
I have to share. This is something that we all know about Beth. Boundaries are not her thing.
She's gotten better. She's gotten a lot
No,
better.
no,
I'm sorry. I feel like
okay, a tiny bit.
no.
A
I feel like remember she
If
had
you
that
let-
1 year she was really good.
because that was the year of boundaries.
No, why don't we talk about sharing? Remember when
Share.
she?
We're working on that this year.
Oh, but that
We're
was
revisiting
also
sharing this year.
2016.
It was that. Yeah, but we're working big on sharing this year.
Isn't that funny?
Yeah.
It's a year difference.
And so I have to share the story about my husband. So Matt.
We don't share the husband. Go on.
Kind of.
Oh,
kind of.
yeah,
We
that's
do.
that's another.
Not physically.
That's another episode.
Not in the way you're thinking.
No, I feel like you should do a podcast just you two and Matt. Just
There's a lot there.
fun.
So
Yes.
I met Matt Summer of Fun, and he had reached out, or I'd reached out. I don't remember who first. Online, on an online dating site. And I'm looking at his profile, and it's a picture of him with his daughters. It's a picture of him with his dad. And Matt is a competitive speed skater and went to the Olympic trials 2 or 3 times. And so he has a very hot bod, I'm not going to lie. And so he had a
Dude's
picture of him.
cut.
Yeah. And he's in a speed skating skin. And if you know what that is, it's like a latex glove. And it shows all the good stuff. And I really liked it.
okay, move on, sweetie. We're
Okay,
telling
I'm sorry,
stories about that.
I'm sorry. And so our first date was a night that actually Kristen and you and I, we were going to go
Triple
to,
X.
we were going to go for dinner, and then we were
had a
going
party
to
of some
and go to a party after that. And so we were going to sneak in a 45-minute date. Can't commit too long. At our favorite place, Edina Grill. And so we go to, I'm sitting at the bar, and he walks in, and he's yummy. And he comes and sits down, and we're having a great conversation. I'm telling him about this group of friends. Every Saturday we get together, we go to yoga, we do something, and then we go eat and embarrass ourselves and everybody around us at the restaurant that they would finally put us in the back corner. And so we're at our first date, and I had just finished telling Matt about these amazing girls, and Beth walks in.
Hey.
And she comes in and stands between us. And
She promised she wouldn't do that.
yes, and she was with you guys. I think you were in the car.
We were in the car.
And you guys,
Yes.
you guys let her.
I'm sure I
There,
tried.
because
No,
I know to lie.
I am sure I tried to restrain her.
Yes, because she. And so she comes in and she looks at Matt and I. She goes, "Oh, you two are just fine." And then she gives us a Groupon for the Edina Grill and paid for our drinks. So our first date that was supposed to be 45 minutes turned into many, many hours. We missed the dinner, and I later met at the party. And then, long story short, we've been married for 8 years, together 13.
Do you know?
And oh,
Let's not cut this off.
Oh.
So Beth calls me and says she crashed your date. I call you on Sunday morning to get the scoop. And you're like, I'm still on my date. So
Oh, yeah.
the second date was 48 hours long.
yeah.
Whoops.
But we're married now. It's okay.
Ran into like a
It was
3-day
it was
It
a date
did.
that never
It
ended.
did.
did.
Do you
It
know one of my first dates with Andrew? I told her where we were going, and then at the very last second, just randomly, I switched reservations. So
a different location.
So she made reservations at the restaurant she thought I was at. And then she sent me a text. She's like, "Where the hell are you?" And I
Because she was
go,
going to try to
'Cause
crash
she
you.
was. She was
You
gonna
guys
try to
learned a
crash
lesson
it.
from my life.
But I did it by accident. But she was mad, so we got her.
So when
But now Matt is definitely her surrogate platonic spouse.
Platonic. So
I
love him
get
like a
the I
brother
get the
from another
goodies,
mother.
and she gets the muscle.
So I watched all of you, and then when I met my husband, we went on our first date. I wouldn't tell Beth where we were going, and my husband was like, "Is your friend gonna crash?" And I said, "I lied. I didn't tell her what I was doing and where I was going." And he's, you're smart. And I'm like, I didn't want to screw this up.
So now I want you to tell a story, and then we probably need to wrap up our first
we
episode.
do need to wrap up. First off, I would just like to say that I take the fifth. And I can't imagine why I'm still single. But so we have to start to wrap up. We're getting the wrap up sign for we're talking too long. But we can talk more standby at a later time. So that's it.
Just quick say what we thought about it?
Can we do that? I'm looking at the yes. Okay. Round robin. Let's do a quick round robin. Your thoughts on standby, round robin, and then we'll wrap up.
My thoughts on standby. I just feel like I'm blessed to come along in this journey with you. So
buddy.
there's a lot of stories that there's a huge gap that I missed. So for me, it was filling in the gaps of our friendship for over the years. So I really enjoyed seeing and experience those years that I wasn't here through your eyes. Yeah. And
Yeah, and then we reconnected and we're never looking back.
Absolutely.
Did she hesitate?
No.
No.
Absolutely
Tammy,
not.
what do you got?
No hesitation.
Having only known you since you've been sober, I reading the book, it's like a different human. And I think I so love this version. All I can think is how amazed I am at what you've gone through and who you are today and who I've known you to be for 13, 14 years that we've known each other. I'm just constantly impressed, constantly inspired, constantly shocked, constantly horrified.
Not wrong.
But you've done it. You are a success story, and I'm excited for your second book. I've read most of it so far.
You're all mentioned.
Because this is really saying how you got through this book and what you've done. And so I'm just constantly impressed and in awe of what you've done. But because I know, I see you day in and day out because we live 500 steps apart. We know all of the good, the bad, and the ugly, and we all still love each other in spite of the good, the bad, and the ugly. So the book is amazing because I didn't know you then. And knowing you now, this is like still the tough, tenacious, determined, fierce, nobody tells her what to do. You have all of those same qualities, but you're different. And I love this version, and I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
Oh,
Thank
fuck
you.
off.
You know what? You fuck her off. Oh, you don't get a hug after that. Deedee.
It's love, that's all. It's just love.
Oh, man. So having seen you, the before, the during, and
You
the
know
after.
the before and after.
And seeing you through the picking up the dog poop and the reinvention of yourself a couple of times over. You know what the book doesn't show that's coming out now is how big of a heart you have. And that's the one thing that I have seen through everything, the before and after, is how you've been there for other people. And like you've talked about how like you lost friends along the way because of alcoholism, and that happens. But you did your atonement and you gained friends, but you've always shown up for your friends too. And what so impresses me is you don't talk about the heart that you have in the book, but as you've done the podcasts and the interviews and the book signings, what you're doing is you're sharing your journey. It's your heart again, and it's helping other people. And they're seeing that there's a path past the alcoholism to a different life. May not be what they visioned,
A
but
better life, for
it's a
sure.
better life.
She
And
pivoted.
You're the living proof of it. And that's your
And
heart.
grow.
And you're giving it to
thank
other
you.
people.
Thank you.
And I'm just so blessed you're in my life. I'm so blessed for all of us that we're all friends. So thank you for sharing.
Friendship is everything, isn't
Yeah.
it? It is. Thank you for saying that. Gosh.
Very
Gosh.
nicely
I
said.
feel
That's why I had
feel
to
like
keep
we're at my
it
funeral.
balanced. I had to keep it balanced.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh, I
no,
would
I
never
gotta-
say something like that to Buddy.
Oh.
Buddy, I had no idea how far you had fallen because I have known you only since after.
Yeah.
And I had no idea the hell you went through and how much you had lost. And I am so fucking proud of you. and what you've endured and what you've gone through.
Thank
And
you.
this book inspired me. But what I have to do as a salesperson is I have to
Yes.
tell everybody out there, you guys, this book is amazing.
Oh.
For people who don't know Beth, it's just a really interesting read. Like, I could sit here and tell you for hours, like, how proud of you I am and how much you inspire me. But for the people who haven't read this, who are thinking about reading this, like, it's super easy to read. I read it in 2 hours. It's really interesting to hear about what you've done as a reporter and the things you've been through. Your life has been hard. And everyone loves...
Exhausted.
Don't take this the wrong way, but everyone loves a good train wreck.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And this is a train wreck. Plus, you leave it on a fucking good cliffhanger. Like, she ends this book on a cliffhanger, people.
Okay.
So buy it and read it because it's freaking awesome. But
thank
from
you,
the bottom of my heart, like, I'm so proud of you and I'm so glad to know you. And thank you for all that you've done for me, like helping me find my husband.
Oh, and you know what? Kristen used to help put food on my table. When I was drop dead broke, she had no idea. No idea.
It was my
So
pleasure.
thank you.
It comes around, right? I would
It
do
does
anything
come
for
around.
you. So thank you.
Yeah.
I'm really proud of
Thank you.
Yeah,
And
good job.
These are, we wanted to open up what could possibly go wrong.
By the way, that was my idea, the name of that podcast.
It
The-
was
the
her
name-
idea.
the
It
name
takes
was
a village.
Kristen. It
Yeah, I
takes
just
a
I
village.
really
wanted
wanna-
everyone at home to
yeah.
see just how very special real good girl friendships are, and that we can all like enjoy each other and fan
cheer
our flames
and cheer and not compete. I think that's the hard part so much with friends is sometimes there can be competition, and
Yeah.
not with this group. It is 100% support, 100% I've got your back, I'm here for you, I'm excited for you always. And we thought there was no better first episode of what could possibly go wrong than bringing in this amazing group of friends and sharing some of our funny stories, because for future episodes we're going to share some of the really tough stuff too, and we're going to have some great guests, and there's so much coming at you from just our personal experience, but bringing more wonderful guests to share these stories with. This was important. We're also proud of Beth in the release of releasing her first book, and so we really wanted to focus on that today. And so please get the book. Please continue to watch our podcast, What Could Possibly Go Wrong. There's so much amazing stuff coming in the future, and this has just been a pleasure of a first episode.
And if I can make a little pitch, it's Sober October. Buy the book for yourself, maybe buy it and donate it to recovery centers, or give it to people in your life who might be able to resonate with the message for a gift during the holidays. So there's that shameless plug as well. And we're definitely getting the wrap, so we're going to wrap this up as women, and we could talk and chat all day long. But we're going to wrap it up until next time. What
Thank
do we
you.
want to say?
What could possibly go wrong?